Hello, good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Leland Miller. And you're listening to us on 103.5 The Beat FM, channel 224, channel 112, that's on cable and on flow, on ILTV Studios, on Facebook, where you should be following us. You should be following us. I'm going to say it like they do inside good Church of God congregations. Turn to the three people closest to you and say, neighbor, we should be following Freedom March. Anyway, as often, I'm joined in studio by the spiritual advisor, extraordinary and plenipotentiary. He's the spiritual advisor, I'm told, for the whole Bahamas these days. He's Bradley Rule. Bradley, once again, welcome to Freedom March.
Thank you so much. Good to be here.
Yeah, good day outside.
It's kind of hot.
For some.
Yeah, it's kind of warm. It started off pretty good, though. A little cloud here, which was pretty good, and then the sun burst
I'm
out.
saddened in my spirit, Bradley, because I had only received news of the nation's most recent homicide. And, you know, you are in the news. You work around the news. You talk about the news. You comment on the news. And at some point in the business that we're in, it's all just news. And then, sometimes, much to your chagrin,
it hits home.
The news has a name, the news has a face, the news has a family, the news has friends, and the news has feelings and memories for and with and toward other people that you know and love and have feelings toward. And so I understand that this afternoon is a very somber day for some of my friends in the Camp Road community. Again, the only thing that you can offer in times like these, Bradley, is prayer for the peace that I'm told surpasses understanding. The only thing that you can offer in times like these is prayer for soberness in mind and in thought, and prayer that somehow in the chaos of it all, somehow in the quagmire of it all, somehow in the confusion of it all, that there is an architect that knows. Because it is all being done by a design crafted and shaped only by him. And if you have confidence in the architect, then you must have confidence that this is a part of the plan. Freedom March will be back. Hello, thank you for staying with us through the break. I'm Livin Mello. Welcome back to Freedom March. Bradley Rowell is with me, and if Bradley is here, then that means we have Holy Scripture.
Yes, we do, indeed.
What does the Holy Scripture have to say to us today, Bradley?
I'm hearing there's a big buzz on social media going around, and they're saying that Jesus is coming back this week.
Mm-hmm.
All right?
Who did he use Expedia?
I don't know, but I'm understanding, they're saying September the 24th is the day that Jesus is going to come back.
Well, now I have to go to the barber. I have to make sure I go to the barber for sure tomorrow. I certainly can. I said if Jesus comes back on the 24th.
Now, it all depends on if you're going to use
the Chinese clock?
Roman time. Well, we're here in the Bahamas, so we're using Eastern Standard Time, are we?
I don't know, but I know one thing. I could just watch the news and see how much Chinese get rapture. And then when the Chinese get rapture, if that look like that little serious, I got 12 hours, eh?
Because I think the day starts.
China is 12 hours ahead of us.
But what about New Zealand? I thought they were saying that the new day actually dawns in New Zealand first.
Yeah?
That's what I'm understanding. Yeah, New Zealand.
I got to put my barb on. Notice, Ali, listen, I hear a big time event happening.
On the 24th.
It's the rapture, my brother.
So Jesus
coming.
Jesus
you hear this?
By.
Jesus coming. Jesus coming. I can need a haircut. It ain't no way Jesus coming because he's the bridegroom, right?
So you want to be prepared.
I want to make sure I look casket sharp, my friend.
Yes, you want to make sure you're sharp.
Island Connect, look out for me, my brother. Make sure you take out the fancy stuff to cut my hair with. I might even do a facial. I might even need a facial, Ali, with the what you call it? You know, they use the gold plaster mask, Bradley. They call it youthful rejuvenating serum.
What do they put in your face? Like this white cream?
Must be youthfulness, I know. But I know one thing, if Jesus...
It is tight in your face somewhat.
Yeah, but if Jesus coming, on the 24th, you say.
You got to look good.
Ali, my brother, it ain't no way I could go look and see Jesus like this. So I can need Island Connect to please, and while I had it, I might as well call Kingsman Collection as well. Nolan, listen, I thought I had a big thing Friday. Let's cancel that. Jesus is coming. It's going to be on the 24th, you say.
The 24th, yeah. September the 24th.
Ain't no way I could go
tomorrow.
Ain't no way I could be walking around looking like this if Jesus is coming. So they got to stay open later and all for me.
But now if you're using Jewish time,
yeah.
As soon as you see the sun down this evening.
Well, God save the king. What?
Look to the skies.
What's about? So, we're going to have to end this show a little early today, my brother, because you say Jesus coming.
Yeah, if you're using using Jewish time,
yeah,
it means that at sundown, as soon as you see sunset, the eastern skies is going to burst open.
This is special.
And the Son of Man will be revealed, and every eye
we can't see no more?
Every eye will behold him, because he's not going to hide.
Wow.
So that some see and some don't.
Well, Bradley, me and you can still be on TV.
Eye. Huh?
Me and you can still be on TV.
No, the sun is going to
Cable! Who else is...
The sun is going to set probably around 7:32, 7:33.
But Bradley, we need time to go get ready.
So there's this big buzz on social media.
You have to tell the boss, give us a little time off.
Either that or we could stay on until 7:30 and...
No, Bradley, don't fool with that. I got at least go shave.
This big announcement. Because you're going to hear, it's going to be a trumpet sound.
You know, as a matter of fact, as I think about it... A
loud trumpet is going to sound.
As I think about it, I think I feel myself tingling right now. Who knows? I ain't sure. You never know. You never know when you feel it.
But here's the catch to this, though. If Jesus is coming back...
Yeah. Tomorrow.
On the 24th of September, there are a lot of you who have not been baptized for the remission of sins.
Boy, listen.
Now, the lucky thing for all of us is that we're on an island surrounded by water.
Not only that,
there are a lot of homes that have pools, and there are a lot of hotels that have pools. I suggest that once you hear this gospel preached today and you believe that Jesus Christ is the Son of God,
go now.
And you're willing to repent of your sins and confess, please go and get baptized right now. Do not delay. Go and listen, we're not talking about sprinkling now. You have some churches that take water and pour it over your forehead. No.
They don't want to sprinkle it.
No, that's not biblical. If Jesus come back and he hear you get sprinkled over your head.
He may only carry your top part.
No, Jesus will tell you, take the hard left. You can take a hard
He
left.
might say you don't use enough water. I only can carry this top piece with me.
Yeah, you can take a hard left because you ain't right. You need to be buried. You need to go down and you got to come up.
This is something special.
All right? So, yeah, you want to be prepared. If you want to be prepared, after you hear this gospel preached today,
Wow.
and you believe that Jesus Christ is the Son of God, and you're willing to repent of your sins, confess Jesus as Lord, and right upon that confession, somebody's supposed to take you down to Montague or Saunders Beach, wherever, a baptistry, a pool, a hotel pool. Listen, everybody, please, if you have not been baptized, please, I beg you, get yourself near a baptistry. Let somebody preach Christ to you. And once you believe that gospel and you're willing to repent and confess Jesus as Lord, and then you're baptized for the remission of sins. And then, of course, once you're resurrected out of the waters of baptism, you're now new and in Christ Jesus, and you'll be ready for when he returns in a couple hours. So it's like 4:16.
Yeah. Boy, you better do what you can do now.
You got like 3 hours.
Yeah.
3.5 hours for Jesus Christ's return.
Wow.
And so, producer, while we're doing that, let's go to the book of Matthew. And it's just so silly. When you don't have your red Bible, this is what happens to you. All right?
Mm-hmm.
This is what happens when you don't have a red Bible. The book is Matthew, one of the Gospels. The chapter is 24, and we're going to start at verse number 36. And here's what it says. But about that day or hour, no one knows, not even the angels in heaven, nor the Son, but only the Father. As it was in the days of Noah, so it will be at the coming of the Son of Man. For in the days before the flood, people were eating and drinking and marrying and giving in marriage up to the day Noah entered the ark. And then what happened? Flip it, producer. And then what happened? After the day and they knew nothing about what would happen until the flood came and took them all away. This is how it will be at the coming of the Son of Man. 2 men will be in the field. One will be taken, the other one left. 2 women will be grinding with a hand mill. One will be taken, and the other left. Therefore, keep watch, because you do not know on what day your Lord will come. Flip me, producer. But understand this, just in case you miss all that, in case you missed the point, the writer here says, but understand this. If the owner of the house had known at what time of the night the thief was coming, he would have kept watch and would not have let his house be broken into. So this is a surprise thing. This ain't, you ain't gonna know what's going on. This can catch all of us off guard. So you also must be ready, because the Son of Man will come at an hour when you do not expect him. Matthew 24, 36 to 44 NIV. Let's go back, because there's some people who are preparing. Let's go back to 24. But about that day or hour, no one knows, not even the angels in heaven, nor the Son, but only the Father. So just in case you missed it, I don't know who tell you all Jesus coming September 24th, but whoever told you all that, they are one of the biggest liars ever known to mankind, because Jesus says nobody knows. So who told you? Why are you so special that God would whisper in your ear and tell you, listen, I am about to come? Who are you? The Son didn't even know. Only the Father. And this is exactly what happened with William Miller. And it was around September 2. William Miller, who started the Seventh-day Adventist Church, he did the same thing. Predicted Jesus was going to come in 1843. It didn't happen. So he went back and he did some more calculations. He came back with a new calculation around September, I think, 1844. So Jesus is coming back. Jesus didn't come back again. All of his followers were disappointed. And out of that came the Seventh-day Adventist Church. So are we about to start a new movement again now? September the 24th again? Anyhow, get yourself a red Bible. Matthew 24, 36, 44. Read it. I hope you've read it. Thank you, producer.
Yeah.
Back to you.
Two men walking down the road. One of them had a heart as pure as gold. What? The rapture came and the pure and heart was raptured away. What the rest of the word?
Yeah, I don't think I remember that either.
Yeah, that's one of them songs I just know. When I hear it's playing, then I just remember the words.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the rapture hasn't happened to me yet, Bradley. So here's the plan. We
got a couple hours.
We have to come up with a plan in case the rapture happens. And
now, have you been baptized now?
Yes, Bradley. I trying to give you the plan now.
You've been buried in water?
Bradley, this song, just like how they said it happened, two men sitting together. Bradley, when the light take me out of here, I need you to just stare straight into that camera and keep the show going. All right?
Yeah, I get to leave behind, but you go.
You just, you and Cam, you all hold on until I reach back.
Yeah.
You make sure I take him to the breaks on time, Cam. And bring him back from the breaks on time. Don't forget to read the ads.
Something else, eh?
Yeah. Anyway,
so
there's a lot of things that's been happening outside of that, Bradley. I'm very happy to have Holy Scripture. And here's the thing, right? Depending on who you ask, like I said at the opening of the show, someone that is near to me lost someone that is near to them. So for him, time is no more.
Unfortunate, yeah.
And it can happen
just for
in the twinkling of an eye. He didn't leave home today planning for it to be his last. He made plans for tomorrow. By this hour of today, he had already begun to plan tomorrow.
Yeah. And that's one of those things we're planning, eh?
And this is why the words of the songwriter always come so keen to my mind. I don't know about tomorrow. I just live from day to day. And I don't borrow from tomorrow's sunshine, for its clouds may turn to gray. I don't worry about my future because I know who Jesus is. And today he walks beside me, for he knows what lies ahead. Many things, Bradley, about tomorrow. I feel my church of God flaring up now. I just don't seem to understand. But I know. What I know, Bradley, I know.
But who holds
what I know, Bradley, I know who holds tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I know he holds my hand. For he walks with me, he talks with me, he tells me that I am his own. I tell you, I feel my church of God. And the joy we share as we tarry there. No,
as ever known.
Oh, praise the Lord. And so, Bradley, if it happens for you today, right? Be ye what? Also ready. For why? No man know.
Yeah.
Yeah?
And then when you just going about your daily life and you're just focusing on so many other things, but that's a possibility when it can happen. Because apparently this thing's going to catch you unaware. So you have to be ready. Because if it does come, once you're ready, you know,
because
you're good.
Life, Bradley, the Bible warns us, is but
a vapor. It's like a mist, a spray. When you spray the bug spray into the air.
Yeah, it is but a vapor. And the only difference between the living and the dead is the ability to access breath. Because you could have lungs and can't breathe.
Yeah,
you could have nose and can't breathe. As long as your human flesh ceases to hold on to its spirit, the breath. My brother,
you're dead.
Nail Ben, story end. Old people used to tell you that?
I remember the phrase.
Yeah.
Nail Ben, story end.
Nail Ben, story end, my friend.
It's over.
Yeah. And so, whether the rapture is today, whether the rapture is tomorrow, whether it's next week, I got plans this weekend. So, Lord, hold off on the rapture at least tell Mandy, I really want to go put on my outfit from the Kingsman collection. But if by chance the rapture happening tomorrow, I want Kingsman bump my outfit up a little earlier so I can put on something a little fancier. Right?
Yeah, and for those of you who seem to be somewhat caught up in this, what do you call this again now? Caught up in this, this theory that Jesus is going to come September 24th.
Mm-hmm.
You need to focus on the right thing.
Yeah.
Because I can show you, based on the Red Bible, that if you are not baptized for the remission of sins,
Mm-hmm.
you're not going to go.
Wow.
You're going to be left behind.
What if you got on your traveling shoes?
Traveling shoes, whatever it is you got on.
Gotta put on your traveling shoes.
If you have not been buried and united with Christ in baptism and raised out of the waters of baptism to walk in newness of life, you're going to be, I can prove to you that you're going to be left behind.
What about if you have on your long white robe? Remember we used to sing that? I'm gonna put on my long white robe.
None of that stuff is going to matter, you know.
Well,
it's your position in Christ.
well. And I'm gonna put on my long white robe. You remember that?
And I'm going to challenge all these preachers too. All the preachers in the entire Bahamas. I'm not even go outside the Bahamas. Who've been teaching people that you can get to heaven without being baptized. You've been lying to people all these years. You've been lying to people.
Wow.
You cannot get to heaven unless you're baptized.
Wow.
And we can discuss the thief on the cross.
Wow.
Because most of you preachers don't understand what happened to the thief on the cross.
Wow.
And that's simply because you don't have a read Bible.
Yeah.
You people stop lying to these people. Stop lying. If you have not been baptized for remission of sins, you cannot get into heaven.
Yeah.
And that's a fact.
But the people that go
It's
to
in the
these
Red
churches
Bible.
have a fiduciary obligation, a fiduciary duty to themselves and to their own consciousness and to the families that they lead to pick the Bible. You know, the Bible was written in Hebrew.
And Aramaic. And Greek.
And Greek.
And then translated from
the
those
Bible
languages.
is written in English now, though.
Today it's been translated.
You know what that means?
You can go and read it.
Pick up the book and read the English in it.
Absolutely.
It's very
and try
simple.
to understand what is being said, you know?
Don't make it too complex for them. Read the English. It's just that simple. And the more of the English you read, the more the things and the ways of the book of the Bible becomes pronounced to your mind. It is that simple. So, I connect, and just in case the rapture come in, brother, I may need to step up this hair appointment because I can't go to see Jesus looking like this. Don't move, Freedom March. I'll be right back. Hello, welcome back to Freedom March. Thank you so much for staying with us through the break. I'm Leland Miller. You're listening to us on 103.5 The Beat FM, channel 224 over on cable, channel 1121 on Flow, and of course on ILTV Studios over on Facebook. Bradley Rule, the spiritual advisor for the whole Bahamas, I'm told, is still with me. And so, Bradley, welcome back to Freedom March.
Thanks so much. Good to be here.
Want to take us to the ads?
Carnival and 103.5 The Beat present the Red Cup Special. Late night happy hour every final Friday at Carnival, Hurricane Hole Marina, 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. Breathtaking views, $7 drinks, signature cocktails, food specials, jumbo games, giveaways, and of course the Beat DJ is keeping the energy high. So a couple of charges is $25. Pull up, grab a cup, and party with us. Brought to you by Caribbean Wines and Spirits. Drink responsibly. It's a September to remember at Conet, Bahamas. Get 30% off all windows and doors all month long. Freeport, Nassau, Abaco, and Eleuthero. We carry hurricane impact sliding and impact casement windows, PVC windows, as well as casement doors, sliding doors, and PVC doors. So if you're upgrading for style or preparing for hurricane season, take advantage of our biggest savings of the season only at Conet, Bahamas. Conet, Bahamas, dream, design, and deliver. All right.
Thank you very much, Bradley.
Indeed.
And so, Bradley, I am quickly becoming labored with what the Bahamian as an individual is becoming, and with how difficult it is beginning, in my view, to become for us to monitor whether or not this economy is actually performing. And what I mean is, I think that the success of the economy should rely heavily on the citizens that make up the country. But I'm just not sure if the people upon whose back we ought to build the society that would be known as the Bahamas, I'm not sure if those people are capable or have the necessary wherewithal to weather the storms and cause there to be the kind of growth that we need to see in the country.
Okay.
Right?
All right. So
several things bring this to my mind. I see, stay with me on the clips, producer. I see that the AML group of companies is reporting a massive uptick in their earnings, right?
That's on Algo Markets.
Right. And it says that the AML reports strong growth net profit climbs of up to $4.3 million. That is a net profit. That means after they pay all their light bill, after they pay all their staff, after they stock out the stores, after the CEO then get his bonus, after they then do every single thing.
And pay all the creditors.
And pay all of their, not just creditors, but suppliers. Because you could have people who forward you supplies only to have you pay once you've sold off all the supplies.
Yeah.
And then I see that the CIBC Bank is also suggesting that they have had an enormously successful year according to their records, right? And so CIBC is reporting, producer, that like the Abaco Market group of companies, they too have seen considerable benefits on the profit side of the bank's annual reports. And why is that strange to me, Bradley? We're working on the graphics. Because one is on the consumption side, right? One is on the investment side, depending on how you look at it, right? Because banks aren't really giving out any bunch of loans. So what it would mean is that people are paying their debt. Like, loans are not just going into a state of dormancy or a state of arrears or a state of delinquency. If the bank is generating profits, that means that the bank loan money, people are paying those loans, the bank is collecting its interest, people aren't missing payments. And in the instances where they miss a payment, people are capable of paying the late payments before their loans get in a state of what is known as a distress loan. Because that is how the bank, which isn't a Bahamian bank, can actually say that they have seen net income, you listening to me, of $24 million.
All right, that's a quarter or annual?
This is the annual report I think I saw, right?
Okay.
So one company has net profits of $4 million. The other one has a net income of $24.8 million. One is on the absolute consumption side, right? You go in the grocery store, you buy consumable items, you pay money for them. 100% consumption. The food store doesn't sell shares, the food store doesn't sell parts, the food store doesn't have an investment fund, right? On the other hand, CIBC could sell shares. They could have an investment fund.
Yeah, they could have
a retirement
they have
fund.
consumer loans too, you know.
They have consumer loans, but consumer loans have not been very prevalent in the community post the pandemic, right?
You got people buy cars, they buy furniture.
And many of the car companies now are lending their own money for people to buy the cars.
They go on vacation.
Okay, fine.
You know, things of that nature.
$24 million, $4.3 million, 24.8, $4.3 million. And that is two companies on two different ends of the economic spectrum. And while that is being reported by major conglomerates, I see that there is a statistic being done that says that the unemployment rate is also up. And that the unemployment rate has gone from 8.7%. Now, I'm no economist, but something about these numbers simply do not look right to me.
When compared to what?
To last year.
Okay.
That a year ago or 2 years ago, unemployment was down to a record low in over a decade, and that unemployment was down to 8.7%. So like one out of every 10 people were employed. One out of every 10 people were unemployed. So if you had 10 people surveyed, 9 people were employed, right? The lowest in a decade, right? Get the graphic. But we have companies that are solely based on consumption claiming that they are making record-breaking profits. And so, for me, if I were the government, the question becomes, is the government's policies not working? Because how can the same government that generates massive upticks in earnings, massive upticks in savings, and I think the CIBC report says that this is now the third year that this number has held steady. Then how does the government that has provided that economy still grappling with the realization that unemployment is now back up to 10%, unless something is happening with the labor force? Something cannot be going right with the labor force. Something must be happening wrong with the Bahamian employee. Why are they not going to work? Why are they not staying to work? And if they aren't, this is where it gets crazy for me, then who is realizing these profits for these companies? Could it be immigrants? Because, I hope you're following me with this, because this number here of 10%,
is it 10%?
It's 10%.
Okay.
Unemployment raises to 10.8% in January, up from 8.7% in October. If unemployment among Bahamians is up by almost 2%, yet...
About 1.7 actually.
Dying almost 2? 1.3%. So, okay, so
1.2.
almost up 1.5%, right? If unemployment is up almost 1.5%, 1.5%, then who is realizing these gains for the companies? And how does a government craft a policy, draft a policy, makes a policy direction that somehow has polar opposite effects in the same economy? It just doesn't make sense to me.
People working longer hours, probably.
Okay, then why are the companies finding need to lay people off? And I'm not saying these two companies in particular. I'm saying, how do you have an economy that is obviously performing? Had it not been for performance, one of the first things you would know is a downtick or downward spiral in foods. And let's be fair, AML don't sell food to regular Negroes.
No, that's expensive stuff.
Okay. So, I suspect that if AML is doing well, the mom and pops are also doing well. How can a government, through its tariff policies, through its VAT policies, through its ease of doing business policies, and all of the other things that go into the machinations of business, see or realize those kinds of numbers, but on the other end of the pendulum, you see upticks in unemployment. It doesn't make sense. And so I've come to one conclusion. The quality of Bahamian mindset, the quality of Bahamian workmanship, the quality of Bahamian interest in labor needs to be investigated. And I am of the view, this is the gospel according to Leaven, that unions, cue the clip with the union leader, have destroyed the desire to work for the average Bahamian. I am of the view that unions were absolutely necessary in the 60s, in the 70s, in the 80s when we went through transitions of the hotels, right? But that unions have not, in my view, carried their weight in salt, if you ask me, in the times that it mattered most for Bahamians. And that what they have actually done is create a group of people who no longer feel like they need to produce, because as I've been advised by unionists, the number one job of the union is the protection of tenure. And a man can exist in a space for 1,000 years and produce nothing. You agree?
That's true. It'd be useless.
And so I don't know if I'm pleased with the unions. So take us to the clip from the BPSU. I think they have another umbrella union name that I ain't sure about. Take us to the clip and listen to what I consider the diminishing of the mindset of the Bahamian that must bear the weight of the economy that can be created through effective policies. What does a government do when it creates an economy that is so robust that conglomerates are seeing record-breaking numbers? CIBC say this year number 3 that they've seen a steady flow of income surplus. Right?
Which means people are borrowing money.
Which means that the bank ain't losing money.
Yeah, we understand that.
It means that people aren't defaulting on loans.
Right, so they're lending
It means
money.
that people paying credit card payments.
Yeah.
It means that people are also putting their monies in trusts and in overdraft facilities, etc., and fixed deposit accounts. You agree?
Yeah, and they're making their
Then
interest.
how is the unemployment rate going up? And if it is going up, then who
are
in
these
God's name are the people,
Yeah, who are these people?
making this money for AML and the bank? Not just on the staff employee side, you know. Who buying the tomatoes if the Bahamians home unemployed? Who buying the sugar?
Probably foreigners.
So does it sound like we have an immigration crisis? It sounds to me like we had better thank God some immigrants around here spending some money. Because based on the numbers I see, it appears as though that is what is keeping the economy ticking. If you're saying to me that unemployment among Bahamians continues to go upward, then who is creating this other set of numbers?
All right, let's see what the clip says.
Yeah? Let's go to the clip from the union leader.
Okay,
Topping news tonight, backlash over government's delay to pay wage increases to civil servants. According to Bahamas Public Services Union President Kingsley Ferguson, government workers are prepared to take action now. Our Delano Roker has the details in tonight's top story.
Industrial action could be on the horizon for public servants, as president of the Bahamas Public Service Union, Kingsley Ferguson, stated their dissatisfaction with the announcement of wage increase delays to December 2025, calling it unacceptable and a direct impact on the lives of workers. He further argues that the release on the delays leaves more questions about who will be getting what.
I want to send a clarion call to all public servants that have been impacted by this exercise, who were expecting today to receive additional funding to their salary. Stand by, there will be some action taken.
Labour Minister Pierre Glover quick to provide some insight on the delays, attributing it to the Ministry of Finance. But Ferguson is also questioning the entire process.
It was initially indicated by the Minister and the Prime Minister in the House of Assembly that middle management would receive some monies and the lower end would receive between 3 to 8%. Again, there is no clarity on who is who, because there are other unions that have members of their bargaining unit that are categorized as mid-management that haven't received anything as yet. And so again, there's no clarity on what the definitive amount should be for persons who should be receiving between 3 to 8%.
While acknowledging the setback, Glover highlighted the small senior groups due for payment in September 2024, which had been delayed to July of 2025, that had been processed. Despite concerns from the BPSU, the minister also noted the government's track record, showcasing their promise on the matter.
This is a Ministry of Finance project. The Ministry of Finance has conducted a salary review, and the salary review is complete. It actually encompasses a few thousand public servants. The technicalities of what transpired in terms of a little delay in the payment, you would have to find out from the Ministry of Finance.
Have agitated, done inquiries, and she maintained her stance that she don't know what is going on. And like they bang on the table in the House of Assembly, she was one that caused them to bang on the table. Well, the union is very concerned. We are of the view that the government is trying to have a one-up on unions and cause the workers of this country to see unions as irrelevant. It will never happen.
Glover reinforced the government's commitment to elevating the public service wages to meet those of regional benchmarks, stating that while challenges remain, the administration is committed to progress.
Prior to this, there's been no increase for public servants since 2016. So we're happy to be able to do what we can to improve the conditions for our public servants. In this instance, this is bringing their salaries in line, according to the Ministry of Finance, with their counterparts in the region.
They were expecting today. We are disappointed. And I want to say to my members, these are the same persons that are going to knock on your door and ask for your support. My advice is treat them the way they treated you.
Delano Roker,
And I have a difficulty with that.
That's the preacher, you know.
I am advised. He's Ackland's
That's
fellas,
the preacher
but-
said, I say, treat them the way they treat you.
Yeah, but I have a problem with that. Because the leader of the union says, right, they're going to come to your door asking for your votes. Treat them the way they treat you.
What does that mean? Explain that.
I know.
No.
Make sure when they come, you don't get them.
Now, how are they treated? Apparently, well,
But y'all already do that to the politicians because y'all tell them they can't have no raise. Remember that? The point, Bradley, is he's saying that the government is trying to make unions look irrelevant. Well, I don't work for the government. So let me tell you what I hear. right? You said your members should prepare for action. Which set of your members? Because more than half of them then get the money. So on the day that the set where they ain't get the money striking, what the set that get the money could be doing? Because those people should go to work and do a little bit more work because they didn't get their money, remember?
Straight, yeah.
And remember now, this wasn't an incentive bonus, right? This wasn't an industrial agreement. This was literally the government making an assessment and saying in their assessment that when we look at our regional counterparts, which I ain't sure what assessment they look at, because if you literally ask ChatGPT what public servants make in Jamaica, Trinidad, and Barbados, I can tell you Bahamians wouldn't work for that money. So I'm not sure which of our regional counterparts, maybe Canadians and Americans, right? The point I'm making is, I'm sure there must be another maneuver. Industrial actions, wouldn't that affect the growth of the economy that apparently is growing according to the numbers we see from consumer-based companies, right? In a time when people are at home not working, why are we insisting from public servants, many of whom have already gotten some money, that the answer is to not work? I mean, are we developing a panhandling society where every person assumes that some politician should just put them in some better position than they have actually worked to be in? That isn't abnormal to you?
Something's not right.
Just look at the number. These are not my numbers. If you look at the economy of the Bahamas, the question I have is, how do we determine if a government is succeeding or failing if we look on the consumer side of the spectrum and the numbers are up? But if we look on the employment side of the spectrum, the numbers are also up, then who in God's name is spending the money?
I don't know.
How do you look at the consumer?
Somebody's spending more.
That's my exact point.
Somebody is spending more.
And if you say to me that, oh, it's true foreign direct investment, well, that's not a bad thing. Because that is also driven by government policy. So what exactly do Bahamians want from an economy? Do they want an economy like the one Lincoln Bain is promising, where you could sit down home and polish brass all day and they can deposit $100,000 to your bank account? Who all should get the $100,000? What happens if they have to have a delay on the $100,000? Because that's actually money you promise from a resource that is yours, that they claim you're not getting now because you don't have access to the resource. So that money, in essence, would be a part of an agreement. But the government has made no such agreement. The government chastised itself for underpaying staff. Ain't no judicial review made this as a ruling. This ain't on no industrial heads of agreement. This ain't on no nothing. And so the question I have is, if it was a matter of discretion, what gives you the audacity to question my discretion? If you tell your child, I'm so upset with you, when I get home, I even didn't want to punish you. I even didn't tell you what your punishment is. I can think about how I can punish you when I reach home. And then you get home and you tell the child, I ain't taking your tablet. I unplug in the Wi-Fi in the whole house. So I don't care what smart device you got, it can't work now. The child can't come back to you and say, now daddy, I think that unplugging the Wi-Fi was excessive. Because the discretion of the punishment is left up to who? If you tell Sophans, I think I can take you out for dinner this week, and Friday come, And she said, well, Bradley ain't take me.
Yeah,
He
so
take
the
me
point is you
Saturday.
don't promise and don't make good on the promise.
But you
I think that's
have
the issue.
no right to be
But
mad.
that's all right. The mere fact that the promise is made. I think that's the issue. Not only that, some people were rewarded, already.
That's my point. So the government has already acted in good faith.
Right, and so those who are left behind
So the
feel
government...
the same entitlement that they should have.
Yes, Bradley, but in the law, do you know what is one of the most carrying things in law? Acts of good faith. The government acted in good faith when it paid the first set of people.
Yeah, we understand that.
So you have no reason in your mind to believe
That's all right.
that they wouldn't pay you.
But their mind is saying, continue to act in good faith because we need ours.
This is my point. And so because the government has acted in good faith previously by paying the people who also were paid late. You follow me?
Nobody here. That's
Fine. On what grounds do you have to be annoyed, upset, plan industrial silliness nonsense over a government or over anyone that has already acted in good faith, Bradley?
It's human nature, man.
And I'm telling you,
It's
I think
human nature.
unions are destroying the mindset of the labor force. These unions are destroying the mindset of the labor force, Bradley. Boy, don't move. We'll be right back. Hello, welcome back to Freedom Watch. Thank you so much for staying with us through the break. I'm Leland Miller. Bradley Roll, he's still with me. And I don't know, Bradley. Something about the numbers. I'm no economist.
Mind you, it isn't a big number, you know. It's like 1.23%.
Yeah, but imagine if every 6 months unemployment goes up by 1.3%.
Well, that's more than 1,000 people.
Yeah, because that was October. They said from when was it? Put up the graphic with the unemployment thing. What was the last time they checked? It was certainly less than a year ago. And if unemployment goes up by 1.3%, so from January, if unemployment was 8.7% in October, and when they check again in January, it was 10.8%. But with Jesus wept, that means by now it should be with 12%.
Yeah.
And that is scary. Because Bradley, an economy is like a set of gears and a gearbox. Certain actions should trigger different actions that all complement one another. You follow me? Mm-hmm. Rises in tariffs should cause mass production of a local source or resource rather. And as a consequence of the tariff hike, the resource that is grown locally should see an uptick in sales because it is cheaper to buy the thing than it is to bring the thing in. Drops in the tariff should see massive imports, which should then cause there to be a tapering off of that thing in the society, either because we can't find it, we can't find enough reliable sources for it, etc., 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 but the consumer base desires it. Every action in an economy should trigger a complementing reaction, right? But according to these numbers, I don't know. This almost look like Wobe economics to me. So how would Standard & Poor's, how would who are the other people? Mood, like how do they look at the Bahamas, look at the numbers, look at the disparity in the numbers, and calculate the health of our economy? Further to that, how does a union in its right mind tell people, many of whom have already gotten money, many of whom have already spent the money that they got back into the economy, many of whom may not even know why they got the money, that the grouping responsible for y'all are going to push towards industrial action? What action? See, and let me tell you why this is so tricky and dangerous, Bradley. Because you have a situation where, yes, today this is the BPSU, and that is only one union, right? But isn't the BPSU a part of an umbrella union? Yeah. And isn't that umbrella union responsible for other union affiliates? Next thing I know, y'all got the airport closed down around here for foolishness. What are we talking about? And if all a union leader can say to me is there will be industrial action, I have to begin to wonder about his mental state, because how do you justify shooting the silver bullet? Industrial action is the silver bullet of the union. But we coming out the gate with the silver bullet? I mean, like, is that what we're doing?
What's the first course of action? If it's, work rules?
Phone calls, email discourse, so that there is record of the conversations between the union, the bargaining people, and the government. Meetings where we could curse one another out here in this meeting to the top of our lungs. That's what these meetings for. Work to rule. Sickouts that you don't call sickouts, etc. But the man say they guarantee.
But industrial action.
There will be industrial action.
Is that a broad term, or is that?
It is a broad term. It is a broad term. But remember, I always say to you that every single thing you hear, every single policy you see, you must always consider the culture. Yes. Next thing you know, these people striking in the front of the airport. Because remember, they had that silly idea in their head from the beginning of the year. Next thing you know, these people got downtown block off. and no one to wait because they practice in an industrial action. And my question is, and for what? Bradley, you do not have the right to be upset about something you are not owed. If you tell sore fans today, I am taking you for dinner before the end of the week, and Saturday come and you don't take her, and Sunday come and you don't take her, the question become, did she jiggle anything in the front of you enough
that's not
to deserve to go?
I don't know if that's the...
Listen, because she might say, well, Bradley, the only reason I jiggled the thing in the front of you was so you could take me. That was the payment for the thing. So you have to pay me for the... Listen. So you have to take me for the thing because I jiggled the thing in the front of you that you like to see jiggle. Right? And I'm saying to you, Bradley, that if all she did was lay down like a fallen tree, right? Then
that didn't happen in this case, though.
What did the public servants do for this additional money?
The government decided they wanted to bring
this
in
my
line,
point,
right? Which is good. It's noble.
Yes.
Right. And so the promise was made.
Yes.
That we're gonna do X, Y, Z.
Yes.
We're gonna start off with this and then this. But it didn't happen.
No. You press on a step. We paid the first set of fellas.
Right.
Yes.
And so
now we on the second set of fellas.
You were supposed to get straight in September.
And I say, boy, I need a little more time to square this away. My question to you is, does Saw Fans, who has done not a single thing different from what she was doing from the day you meet her, right? Does she have a right to be mad at you for promising to take her to dinner this weekend and you didn't do it?
I think so, yeah.
On what grounds?
The promise. You don't know what was going through these people's head when they were told they were going to be paid in September. You don't know what was happening. You know what kind of adjustment they have made in their lives waiting on this
Why are you adjusting things without money in your hands?
Because the government says they're going to give it to you.
Wow, this is special. So you just spend invisible money?
Some people do.
Would you also buy an invisible ice cream? Because that's what the fellow on Sesame Street was selling. You can't. Oh boy, you just cannot count chickens before they hatch. Let's do birthdays so the birthday people can get out of the way. And I don't want people to feel like I'm toting water for the government. I want, listen to me, Marine Seaman's work very hard. So if Marine Seaman Joe Snuffy is a part of the list of people that should get the money, I don't understand how you pay Commander 2 Loss before you pay Marine Seaman Joe Snuffy. I don't get the logic. Besides, there are more of Marine Seaman Joe Snuffies than there is of Commander 2 Loss, and politics is a numbers game. But that is how you know it ain't political, because politically, it would be prudent, judicious, or wise to pay the Marine Seaman them, because it's 1,000 of them. But by whatever over economics Simon Wilson them using, they thought it more beneficial to pay the senior people. Well, that must mean this wasn't a political move, because it's far less of them than there are of the workforce, yes? So that right there nullifies the political argument. It couldn't have been for political points, because the politically expedient thing to do would be to give it to the masses and not to the minority. You agree?
I agree.
So please tell me.
They're upset. There's nothing you can do with that.
I agree. But upset to the point that you want industrial action?
It may not happen. It may not happen.
What you mean? Man, play the clip back from the president.
I think he's bluffing. I don't think it happened.
So we must wait on him to pull the trigger.
I think he's bluffing.
Play the clip. This man say to my members, there will be industrial. That is a statement.
I don't think he's serious.
Play the clip, because Brad, what in this cup you drinking?
For public servants, as president of the Bahamas Public Service Union, Kimsley Ferguson stated their dissatisfaction with the announcement of wage increase delays to December 2025, calling it unacceptable and a direct impact on the lives of workers. He further argues that the release on the delays leaves more questions about who will be getting what.
I want to send a clarion call to all public servants that have been impacted by this exercise, who were expecting today to receive additional funding to their salary. Stand by, there will be some action taken.
Labor Minister.
That sound like a supposition to you?
There will be.
That sounds like a definitive statement to me.
Okay.
The question becomes, action over what?
Money.
What money?
The money went inside the financial secretary office.
Whose money?
Their money.
How it get their money if they ain't wait for
The
it?
government decided to give it to them.
The government decided to do what?
Give it to them.
So why can the same government not decide to make them wait a little longer?
You could.
I don't understand the logic.
You could, but these people are working for the government, and there's consequences.
Ah, boy. Let's
It is what it is.
let's go to boy this. These
yes,
things.
yes.
Listen, Marine seamen work to death. I remember Darren Henfield, when he was a lieutenant, told me that as a Marine seaman, you should hate yourself for joining this job, especially if you let your mommy send you here. You should not be able to think about anything except for waking until your tongue touch your chest. That's how you know you actually doing enough work as a Marine seaman. And when you go home every day, you ought to lay down and you ought to lay in your bed and think to yourself how you can't wait to stop being a Marine seaman. That's how much work should be around here for you to do.
Really?
I come up in a generation where they say that a Marine seaman need 3 things: work, water, and a Negro senior to him to give him more work for drinking all that water.
But unfortunately, not everybody works for the defense force.
I'm saying to you, Bradley, if you must know that I want those boys to get their money. That's the point I'm making.
Okay.
Please pay the Marine seaman. Because I can tell you one thing, if we turn into a burning building, the Marine seaman is going first. You ain't about to send 40-year-old me into the burning building there. And this good, strong 19-year-old boy right here, who could run and lift and jump. Pay him, please. But what I'm saying is, don't act like we didn't pay him the salary he signed on a contract he would run into the burning building to collect. That's all I'm saying. All right, let's do birthdays.
All right, we got a couple birthdays today. Tracy Bethel. Happy birthday to my granddaughter, Syria. Coming from a Grammy. Tracy Bethel in Freeport. We love you. Happy birthday to Syria. Dion Dane. Happy birthday to my sister Dion Dane from the Millers family. They love you. Enjoy your day. Happy birthday.
Oh, hold on, wait. This is my auntie.
Okay.
Look to my wonderful auntie, Auntie Dion. Listen, I have to tell you something about my auntie, Bradley. You ready?
Dion.
My auntie know everybody that ever born in my family from 1909.
Wow.
Yeah, you could just call Auntie Dion and say, Auntie Dion, you ever, because you know Auckland's people is a weird name, right? Mm-hmm. So you can say, Auntie Dion, you know a fella named Augustus Ignatius Theophilus Cox? She can say, oh yeah. That's Uncle Leviticus, Nathaniel, give me a Peelan Cox, grand boy. Well, Auntie, how you know that? Well, when he granddaddy born in 1911, and Auntie, how you know that about these people? So if you have any question
Some people got a memory.
about any Auckland's Islander that ever born in life, you could ask my Auntie Dion. She is a walking, talking Auckland's Islander glossary. You could ask my auntie who planted the first tree in Snugona. She could tell you. She just doesn't know these things. I don't know. And so she's having a birthday today. Hello to my wonderful auntie, my Auntie Dion.
Dion.
Yes.
Okay. Garth Harris. Happy birthday goes out to Superintendent of Police Garth Harris. From his wife, LaDonna, children, Giovanni. It seems if I did these already.
I feel like we saw Garth before.
Yeah, I'm thinking we did this video. Go ahead. Go ahead. Oh, okay, great. Okay, so happy birthday goes to the Superintendent of Police, Garth Harris, from his wife, LaDonna, his children, Giovanni, God, Gabi, and Gerard. His mother, Annie, and especially his mother-in-law, Sally. May God bless you real good. Jamal Roll. Well wishes to Jamal Roll on his birthday and coming from all those who love him. Happy birthday, Jamal. Charlize Roll. Happy birthday greetings goes out to Charlize, Lisa Roll. Greetings coming from your husband, Quintino, your daughter, Kamora, your mom, Pauline Williams, your brothers, family, and friends, especially your Grammy, Paula Roma, over in Cat Island. Karen Murphy, happy birthday to Karen Murphy, coming from the family and friends. Happy 72nd birthday to my beautiful mother, Verna Russell. Your love is the fabric of our family, and your strength inspires us every day. May your birthday be filled with love, laughter, and all the happiness you bring to our lives. Coming from your daughter, your 4 sons, your 3 granddaughters, and your 1 great grandson. They love you, Mommy. Enjoy your special day. All right, Verna Russell, happy 72nd birthday. All right, that looks like it.
Now that I'm thinking about it, Bradley,
That looks
I am
like
almost
it.
to the point that I want a union moratorium. Is there any way that we could do that? Is it possible to have a union moratorium?
What's that?
A union moratorium. You all put a moratorium on license
I
plate?
think we have all the unions you could have now, anyhow.
That's my exact point. That's why I want to have a moratorium on them. No, because their techniques and their tactics are sometimes unjustifiable. I just can't justify this. Bradley. And so, I told you, I believe when they write the new Bible, I'm going to be in it. So the Spirit of the Lord just came to me, right? So there'll be that part in the Bible that'll say, then came the Spirit of the Lord unto Levi, saying, maybe it's time for a union moratorium. Because these union Western Baptist Church, no 2 of them could get together for longer than a decade. Somehow a new one of them got to pop up every day. They like the gremlins.
They ain't popping for a while, though. They
What
seem
you mean? And they just make the BEMU? They ain't 10 years old
They
yet.
seem to be holding steady.
And what Belinda
BEMU?
them? What Belinda them umbrella union name? That just come about. That wasn't around
Are
10
you saying
years ago.
union? I thought you were talking about the
Union.
Baptist Church.
No, Bradley, stay with me. The union them like Baptist Church. No 2 of them could be together for longer than a decade before you need to start a new one.
All right, so what's the latest Baptist Church that was started in 10 years?
Bradley, let me check. Me. Premonition from on high. Tell me the name of the new Baptist. I don't know, Bradley. But I'm just
You
saying.
don't have a second Baptist?
You might have you have a first one, you have a second one. Right now, we might even have a third Baptist. But I'm saying to you, Bradley.
I understand your point.
And
I understand.
how do they convince me it's not about power? How do they convince me it's not about relevance? And why, hold on, if unions are doing such a wonderful job, why is things like the unemployment keep going up if unions protecting rights and protecting labor and protecting tenure and all these other things? If the economy is performing and people are having record-breaking income, profits at margins, etc., then it sounds like the Achilles heel to the economy. It's these unions that don't want nobody do no work and want people to strike. You remember that man said shut down the airport? What gives the union the audacity? With 59 agreements, man, in 4 years.
Somebody wants to talk to you. You going to take a call? Can you take a call?
They calling me to talk about the moratorium?
Yes, this thing you're
No
talking about
problem.
right now.
Tell them call me. 323-7775. These fellas is just come on the TV and say anything. Shut down the airport. There will be in that. How you could have industrial action for money you ain't work for? That's my ultimate question.
Man. All right.
Oh boy, let's go to the phone line. Man, my cup from Rolex go very well with my shade. I didn't think about that when I was putting my shade on.
Macho.
Let me say a special shout out to Yvonne Roll over there at the Rolex Resort. You want to say hello?
Yeah,
to them as well?
and over by Cat Island, yes.
Yeah. How you all doing? I hope you all are
We hope
doing
you're
very
doing well. Absolutely.
Yeah, I hope that the Cat Island breeze is cooling your feet.
And keep that beach clean for when I get back, eh?
Yeah, you all don't let Bradley back until I tell you all he can come. Let's go to the phone line. Hello, caller.
Good afternoon, Levan. How you doing?
Hi, good.
Right, okay. Good afternoon, Spiritual. How you doing?
Yes, what's happening?
Right, then, man. Levan, let me take on them 2 first points that you made on, and then I want to make some quick points on this whole mess with the union.
Anton, before you do, you got to say good afternoon to the nation.
Oh, sorry. My apologies. Good people of Freedom March. Good afternoon to the nation.
Well, that's the
Indeed.
whole Bahamas. Let's go.
Good afternoon to the nation. Absolutely.
Indeed.
That's why I said the nation.
Yeah.
Now, look, Levan, the banks have reevaluated their profit structure, right?
Okay.
Whereby increasing costs of their services, right? And this would have made everyday services that were once affordable very costly,
Okay.
which reflects positively on their bottom line, right? which means, in essence, they didn't have to be doing anything special, right? Even with the failing performance with mortgage payments
Sure.
and commercial loans, right? They have still seen a massive increase in their revenue intake because of that increase in cost of services, which is costing the humans a tremendous amount of money, right? That needs to be brought under control. The next thing, as it relates to AML, right? As you very well said, I know they are a conglomerate, right? They are a very well-placed, highly successful group of companies who, even through COVID-19, they have realized record levels of revenue, profits, right? And so they've been doing extremely well. And they don't only cater here in Nassau, they are spread throughout the country in some of our most successful and better performing markets, right? And of course, they would have been tapped into that 10 million, then 11 million, then 12 million tourists who would have come to our country, right? Getting on to what you're talking about now, right? And so I highlighted those 2 points just to say that it can't be those factors. It has to be some other stuff. I have some thoughts, but I'll leave that for another day and another discussion. Hopefully you come back to this another time, right? Look, it's unbelievable that the biggest union head in the Bahamas would weaponize the union by trying to influence union members to politicize against the very government. Listen to this now. The very government who lifted the freeze on salary increments, lifted the freeze, right? This wasn't a part of anything that any union negotiated. The Honorable Prime Minister, in his own wisdom, in his heart of hearts, recognizing the increase in cost of living, recognizing the stress in particular on the public service, who's already paid lesser than private sector, chose to lift the freeze on increments, lift the freeze on salary increases. He made these heavy decisions. These decisions aren't like decisions because as you look at inflation, no fault of nothing we are doing here in the Bahamas. Inflation is forced on us globally, right? And the increments that staff receive every year, they go a long way in helping civil servants and government workers to be able to keep up somewhat with the cost of living or the cost of increase of living, with the cost of services in our country.
It certainly makes for good savings.
Pardon me?
It certainly makes for good savings. When I was in the service, Anton, every year that I got my increment, which would happen around your maturity date or your anniversary date, I would simply go over to accounts and tell them send the extra 50 that I already wasn't making. Send, because it's free money. I'm doing the same work. Send that to my savings.
Especially for those who aren't overextended, right? And certainly you would have maintained your expenses, right?
I was overextended at the time too.
So let me hop on this thing, what you've been talking about, Levon, what you have been speaking about very intelligently, I must add, right? And so I enjoy listening to you in spiritual, just for the record. Let me just continuously put that out there over and repeatedly. Look, Bahamians have a right to be concerned that the monies they would have been looking forward to, right, in September, did not come in September, right? And their government has the responsibility to explain to them, to communicate with them, not to leave them in the cold, not to leave that vacuum, that void for no information or no communication to be filled with rhetoric from them, right? And so the government has the responsibility to explain to the Bahamian people why what has happened. And the Minister of Labor and Public Service did her job, about Pia Global Road. She did her job. She explained where the pitfall took place, but also assured that the money is coming.
Well, Anton, I agree with you 100%. I thought that Pia Glover navigated those interviews very well. I think she understood the assignment quite aptly. She said, hey, all the work, the hard work, the heavy lifting, the reevaluations, the assessments, they're all done. It's a simple matter of paying the bill. And that rests with the Minister of Finance. We'll be back.
Come visit us at Shop Smart, 'cause everything is here.
Yes, we have it all for you. Toys, clothing, office supplies, appliances, custom cut blinds, bedding, drapes, and rugs. Come and visit us on Mackey Street, 2 blocks down from Wolf Road. Call us at 698-1052.
Shop Smart, at Shop Smart, at Shop Smart. Oh, everything is here.
Back to Freedom March. Thank you so much for staying with us. I'm Levan Miller. You're listening to us on channel 103.5 The Beat FM. Channel 222, what is it? Channel 224 on cable. And channel 112 over on Flow. The hocus, you heard the poltergeist just now? I thought that was the poltergeist. I wasn't sure what that was. That threw me for a loop. Okay, and on ILTV Studio, which you shouldn't have to look for anymore. Why, Bradley?
Because you should be following us.
Because you should be following us.
I did.
All right, you ready to go?
We
I going back to the phone lines.
Okay. Right.
Let's go back to the phone lines, and these Bahamian people don't remind you about these women would just get mad at you because you ain't give them the $100 that they ain't wait for, but that they ask you for, and that you wait for, and that when you ain't give it to them, you broke, and use one of these. Use a man who don't have sufficient capacity to handle her the way she deserves to be because she is a high-value woman, and and they dead mad over the $100 that Bradley wait for.
And then they can start blocking you.
Yeah, and all of a sudden you just, it's
crazy.
It's broke man like you see. Yeah. It doesn't it sound weird when I say it like that?
It is what it is.
Same concept applies, Bradley. Just like how Pukisha don't have rights to be mad at me, because she's even soft hands. She even ain't soft hands. Soft hands says wait for this 100. Pukisha, you have no entitlement to my $100. And as a consequence, when I don't give it to you, all you have to do is wait till one of the times when I feel like giving you $100 that you didn't work for, and then we can move on. But you don't need to call me names and block me. And you know what I mean?
All this stuff.
Talk to your friends and tell your friends about how I's a broke man. Ah, boy. Anyway, hello, caller. Welcome to Freedom March.
Are you there, caller? 323-7775. Welcome to Freedom March. Call you live.
Yes, just one more minute to finish up what I was saying, Spiritual and Mr. Miller.
Go ahead.
Look, when there was a 60% back increase by the F&M administration, the last one, that was this government, there was no cry out from this union leader. None. No weaponizing of the union. When there was a plan left in place to increase back to 15% and fire a substantial amount of civil servants, which the Prime Minister Davis revealed in Parliament. In his first communication to Parliament, there was no weaponizing of the union by this current leader. Look, it's imperative. We can see that. We can see as Bahamians, we can see and we can feel the effects, the positive effects of what this Davis administration is having on our economy and on our pockets, as well as on our homes and on our children. We cannot afford to go back to Egypt. We got to keep the F&M out. And this is not an ad. I'm speaking from my spirit, from the bottom of my spirit and my soul.
Thank you
for the opportunity, Spiritual and Mr. Miller. God bless. It's PLP all the way, every day.
Yeah, the only thing, Antoine, though, is that if we keep the F&M out of power, then my pockets will always be break, because I don't feel no effects.
Oh, now that I'm speaking, now that I know PLP,
I don't feel no effects.
I say FNA, and I want to tell you that as an FNA, I've not done
Antoine, your government has kept all
you
the
should
contracts.
come be a FNA.
For the PLP, Antoine.
I even ain't want none of the contract.
Antoine, F&Ms get no contract.
You have to be FNA.
So, the only people who feeling it in their pockets
I hear they say...
are PLPs.
So I went to a very wise man on yesterday who had a bag of trinkets for me, and he said that I must tell you to become a PLP, because the only thing that you will get as an F&M is gas.
And you're right. And not even in the gas, but in the car.
Become a FNA. Listen, as an FNA, I've not experienced life this well in a long time. I don't. I know that I don't have things to complain about.
All the PLPs are getting greased.
I just told you I'm an FNA. I just told you I'm an FNA.
So, Anton, that's not going to work for me. If you keep the F&M out of power, then I would always
then
be
you have to come and be a FNA like me.
Let's take some calls.
Hello, caller. I don't know why you're so afraid to just be a FNA. Hello, caller. Welcome to Freedom March.
323-7775. Uncle the Freedom March call you live.
Yeah, you can hear me?
Good, go ahead.
Yeah, man, experience, leave on. Just want to chime in on the whole big situation.
Sure.
Now, leave on. Let me tell you why the people.
If you hold on. If you have us on speakerphone, you have to take us off speakerphone. You still there?
All right, Joe, that's better now?
Yeah, that's perfect. Let's go.
Yeah, let me tell you why the people upset. Imagine either way, I sitting on minding my own business.
Right.
You, as a government official, you come on TV, you say, I can promise you some money. I ask for this money. I'm minding my own business. You come with the clear blue and say,
and you ain't wait for the money. You gotta add that in there. And you ain't ask for it, and you ain't wait for
don't
it.
say they ain't work for it because
right,
the
right.
government
I
is
ask
bringing
for it,
them
but I like you know.
Yeah, but you waiting for the money that they already promised you on the contract you already signed.
Right.
Right. So you ain't waiting for this new money.
Right.
Okay.
But the thing is, you come with the clear blue and you promised me this.
Yeah.
So now, because you promised me this, now you go back on your promise, and normally we wouldn't be able to be upset.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah.
You're very right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not the only problem.
No, now, okay, so can I ask you a question now?
Yeah, go ahead.
It is natural for you to be upset. And I think upset may be too strong of a word. You should actually only be disappointed. And here is why. Because you actually have no fundamental reason to be upset.
All right, so we can use disappointed then.
Right, okay,
You have a
yes.
right to be disappointed.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, I agree with that.
Yeah. And that's the only point I've been trying to make to Bradley, that,
Thank you, Gordon.
that we are breeding a culture where, I mean, the union is saying that we should have industrial action over what? Over money you ain't wait for? You see how weird that's, and you have to wonder what is the goal of the union. It sounds like y'all are trying to cripple or stagnate the economy, the same economy where we are seeing leaps and bounds in profits, right? And y'all are obviously depleting the mindset of the worker to the point that Bahamian people coming off of jobs in a time when companies having record-breaking. So where the Bahamians going, Bradley? What they gonna go do? We are diminishing the mind of the Bahamian. And I want the unions to stop that. I'm calling for a union moratorium. Director of Labor, Minister of Labor, when they come to you with one of them petition to start a new union, you tell them send you an essay of not less than 8,000 words with a thesis statement of not less than 1,200 words about why in the name of God and humanity we need another one of these unions around this place. That's what I want. Hello, caller. Welcome to Freedom March.
Anton Political Show?
Say it again.
Is this the Anton Political Show?
No, this is Freedom March.
This is Freedom March.
You got the wrong show. This is Freedom March.
I feel like I should just blow my whistle at him just to make sure. Just in case you don't come here and you try to sow seeds of discord among the brethren. Anton is a wonderful listener to the show, and we're not going to let you come on this show and act like we toting no water for Anton. And that's right, Bradley. I will blow my whistle at you because Brave told me at any point you all look like you all getting a little out of hand, my whistle will restore order, and that's what I intend to have. Hello, caller. Welcome to Freedom March. Caller, you there?
Hello.
What's
Hello.
happening? Hey.
Yeah, I'm here. This whole thing about money, I thought y'all dealt with that yesterday.
No.
Those who want to go on strike.
No, we did talk about the money yesterday. How long you been watching? Hold on.
Those who want
How long you
to
been
go
watching
on
the
strike,
show?
let them go on strike.
How long you?
Had to get a list.
But I'm saying, does the union listen to the? So yesterday's show and this show are similar but not the same. Yesterday it was just the disappointment about the money. Today, the leader of a union, who, if I'm not mistaken, happens to be the vice president of an umbrella union, is telling people to ready themselves for an industrial action. You don't think that that's improper?
Listen to me, Levan.
Uh-huh.
I even in listen to the man. I don't really listen to him. I would advise your assistant to go and take his church back and get a red Bible there. His daddy church.
Oh boy, Bradley, you want
Yeah.
pastor at church?
What I call to talk about.
Okay, what you call to talk about?
It was announced that they found these plots of land where they got to go to struggle.
Sorry? Oh, yes.
That's my concern. I'm behind them people talking fool.
Yeah, they're going to give some land
Okay.
to grow marijuana.
No, I plan to talk about that tomorrow. I
With Rodney Munker. No drug.
No, and I stand 10 toes behind you. Me and Jomo don't have no issue. But if Jomo Campbell push for the legalization of marijuana, I think we gonna have to part ways right there. That's where we gonna have like St. John's Native Baptist and Bethel Baptist right there, my friend.
But at least y'all still be to the same corner.
Yeah, but we ain't gonna be in the same pew. I tell you that much. Thank you, caller.
Yeah, I still saying what Rodney said.
Yeah.
Give each person an acre of land and let them go farm.
And grow their own dope?
Yeah, because we're gonna stop them from growing dope on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I don't want that to
dope?
happen.
I said no dope.
No, I agree with you.
Nothing
No
to do with the
dope.
dope. This dope would go in this for the Bahamians or what? Because
I don't care who they grow it for.
Out of the water.
I don't care who they grow it for. I grew up in the 90s where PBS was in charge of the programming. And Smokey the Bear tell me, say no to drugs. And that's what he say?
Say no.
Okay,
that's what,
I ain't listening to nobody else. Jomo or nobody else. I say no. Why y'all don't put that on a referendum so I could tear the paper voting no? Say no to drugs. That's what I want to say.
That's what Nancy Reagan said.
Yeah. 323-7775, 698-0775. These people already can't tell you which way is up. You want to give them the dope too?
They'll tell you which is down.
Yeah. Hello, caller.
Levan,
Hey.
spiritual advisor.
Yes, sir.
I heard a clip. Firstly, let me talk about these two Fergusons. They got to be Ferguson from Exuma. They can't be from Auckland.
I can tell you that. They must
They got to be from Exuma.
They got to be.
Because I was a Ferguson. They letting the
And we
Ferguson
don't say
race.
strange
My
things
granddaddy,
like that.
Joe Ferguson, was alive. He'd have whipped them.
Yeah, we don't say strange things like
They
that.
can't be serious. Now, I heard a clip this morning from the union woman. Sound like she mad that the government, I take it this way, she mad that the government giving the union people this money.
Mm-hmm.
She want to know how much money they getting, why they getting this money, and all this foolishness. Now, all she have to do, she want to know who really better in this union, tell all the people who don't get the money, give the money back, and all the people who getting the money, tell them to accept it.
I have a better idea.
That's all.
I have a better idea. You want to hear my idea?
Yeah.
How about all the senior fellas, right? Ask how much the junior fellas owed, because I imagine that the senior fellas is make more money, so their salary adjustment should naturally be more, eh?
Yeah.
And just take your money and give it to your junior man, because you care about him so much, right? And besides, it's him who's do all the heavy lifting that is make you look good anyway, right?
All the time.
And so since the junior man out here dying from weight because you're all killing him with weight, you, Mr. Senior Chief, could wait till December because you're a chief and your life should be in order. And you only should have one wife.
It's September, but let me say this in closing, Levi.
Yeah.
If the PLP had given them this money in 2022,
Mm-hmm.
after the election, they can say the PLP paid them for voting for them.
Mm-hmm.
They gave to them. Now they saying they paying them to vote for them.
But that
so
don't
they
make
damn
sense
if they
either.
do, and they damn if they don't.
That don't make sense either, because politically it would make sense to give the money to the 70%. You can't tell me that the government made a flat-out decision to give the money to the minority and then
But
call it
you
a
said
political
something and you
decision.
didn't realize what you said, you know. You
What?
said something that made a lot of sense. It cannot be political because you have more line staff than managers.
Naturally.
How to take care of line staff of anything.
Naturally. Because it's more of them, and politics is a game of numbers.
Numbers.
Correct. So,
But I can continue listening.
Thank you.
Spiritual advisor.
Yes,
the night
sir.
is Tuesday night, but not the night. Next week, Tuesday night.
All right, no problem. You take care.
All right.
so all
Okay.
I want to say, right, is this very one simple thing. I want every chief petty officer under the sound of my voice to turn the radio up now. Force chiefs included. Now hear this. If the Marine seaman is a hard-working, high-speed, low-drag, lift and shift Marine seaman, take little something of that money you get in July and give it to Marine seaman Joe Snuffy. It should only be somewhere around $400 according to what I see Kimsley say. You could look at the first 3 Marine seamen you see that look like they weigh something and give them the $400 and you'd be a wonderful chief. And when they get their money in December, chief, they could just give you the money back. That makes sense. That makes all the sense in the world to me. You don't think so? And that way, no Marine seaman under your charge will ever have to guess in this life or in his next life how much his senior enlisted NCO care about his morale and his welfare. And this will be an exercise of welfare and morale, you know. And so I'm talking to you, Force Chief Petty Officer, you don't touch that television dial. See how I put the Leon Wallace on now? Dig right in, because you only should have one wife. Because, you know, you're 50, so you should only have enough electricity for one wife. This little Marine seaman got 3 pairs of hands, him 1. You don't think he need more money? All he is a Marine seaman. He's just run and jump and bounce off of things. He need more money. So you, with your one wife, who don't need no bunch of money, give the money to the Marine seaman, because the Marine seaman have to go there and impress soft hands them. You agree?
No, I don't.
Oh boy. Let's go to the phone line. But what else is doing as a Marine seaman?
But I'm not defense force officer.
When you're a Marine seaman, you hooliganize, you liquor drink, you go from port to port, protecting the sovereignty, and while there, you make good of your time.
Wow.
Yeah. Hello, caller. You need money for that. Hello, caller. And besides this, give the CEO a credit card. He ain't need no money. You know who need money? Me.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi, good afternoon, gentlemen. How are you?
Good.
Good afternoon.
Great, great. Yeah, I just want to commend Pia Glover, Minister, for doing an awesome job in her portfolio and the poise and patience that she's displaying and explaining, coming to the public, not running and ducking and jiving and hiding, and trying her best to explain and break down exactly what her responsibility was. That portion of it has been accomplished. It's on the onus of the Minister of Finance or whoever is responsible for that aspect of it to explain or to have an explanation as to why they had to postpone this payout until December. It's just like you owe a bank or whatever. If you owe or you miss a month and you don't call them or explain or whatever, the first thing they're going to ask you is when can you come up with the payment?
Right.
You give them a time. They expect that money to come in on that, with that extension. Right? It's just like December. They said December. Now, in December, if it doesn't come to fruition,
yes,
then I can see all the dirt and the fuss kicking about.
Yes.
And for that minister or pastor, whatever he is, with the big cross on his chest, the union leader, to try and sow the seed of unrest.
Yeah, and discord.
At a time like this.
Yeah.
In this country with public servants who affects, their service affects us. Each different sector. You hear us complain on a daily basis about the service level in those places. And for him to not to say, well, I will meet with the minister, I'm going to speak with the Minister of Finance or whatever, but to come on in and then he got political when he said the same way they're going to come knocking on your door. You treat them the way they treated you. He crossed over the line from
juvenile.
union leader to political.
Yes.
And that's the problem that I have. Like I said, the government, they have to, like Minister Rule, she did what she had to do. That baton was passed on. Now, the Minister of Finance, he had to grab that baton and run with it with expedition as soon as possible. Because he was, dropping, it's as if he was dropping the baton with an explanation. But as far as with union, they're getting this politics.
Yeah.
Tangled up with people's emotions.
And isn't it funny that you tell me that me paying them look political, But by virtue of your statements, we could also, what was the word we learned the other day? Imply? We could also infer that that was political.
He made it political with his statement, and that's where I have the problem.
And that is why I am calling for a moratorium on unions. I had enough of them.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank
This
you so
woman
much,
is
Carla.
always so safe. She's such a wonderful, safe woman. She had to grow up in the Church of God. I could just tell from the tone in her voice. You
Yeah,
can't tell?
she is a Church of
Yeah.
God, but she is on the Turks and Caicos side, though.
Don't worry, they safe too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's take one more. Hello, caller. Welcome to Freedom March.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey, Levon. Good afternoon. Spiritual Rise. Good afternoon.
Good.
Yeah. In regards to that, from my perspective, we wasn't included in it from the University of the Bahamas. So my take on it is I'm disappointed because we ain't getting it. We were told we wasn't getting it. So now that it's delayed, what I want you to do for me is advocate for UB to be included.
UB, now you all quasi?
That's
UB all quasi?
Yeah.
Yeah.
UB, when you resign from this job in 3 years, you getting 15% gratuity?
I'm not sure.
You don't know what you negotiate in your contract?
About that, I know.
At your pay rate, do you think you make more than a person at your pay scale in the government sector?
I would think so.
Okay, do you have benefits like, I don't know, 32 vacation days or 28 vacation days and 12 casual days a year?
No, I don't have no casual days.
You ain't got no casual days?
And more times I have about 20 odd days of vacation.
How much vacation days they give you?
I mean, I'd go by the time you've been there. So I've been there over years, so I should have about 20, 25.
That's my point. So the point I'm making to you is, the reason why they didn't include you all, I am advised, was because the tenants of your contracts are already better, right? Basically, and this is leaving words now, basically the public servants is slave labor, and they tenant to the field slave space. There wasn't no need to come look at the host Negroes because, the host Negroes sleeping in a bed. And while that ain't a big benefit, that beat the hell out of sleeping in the field, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I see what you do there. So listen, Pierre Gloverol is my favorite member of the cabinet. Did I tell you that?
Yeah, and that's my MP too.
I shall petition her now for you on your behalf. Pierre, listen to this man. He sounds so safe. I never heard a man sound this safe from the day I born, Pierre. And he said he live in Golden Gates. So at least you could count on his one vote if you get this right. Pierre, this man is a decent man. He sounds Church of God to me, I don't know, but every now and again he sounds like an Anglican a little bit, and we ain't sure how safe they is. But see if you could do a little something for them, like a one-time payment. How much you'll take, caller? $250?
No, not $250. Maybe $850.
Nah, lover. $300.
$350.
300 and one additional and one casual leave day.
All right, that sounds good.
Pierre, if you could give this decent, wholesome, Golden Gates, wonderful man a one-time payment of $300 for Christmas, just like how you're giving, the other Negroes the money. He'd be so happy, he would be forever in your debt. And lastly, if you'd be so kind, which you are, and so gracious, which we know you are as well, to just give him one casual leave day. When your birthday is? June?
July.
In the month of July. I tell you, like almost prophetic, In the month of July, he said he wouldn't just be PLP, Pierre, but he would be PLP and it'll be all the way. So there, I've petitioned on your behalf. Trust me. Listen, as sure as Benny Hinn is a prophet, you hold on to that word and watch it.
All right, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Y'all have a good one, man.
All right,
yeah, buddy.
Take care, man.
You see how I just made a prophetic declaration?
We'll see what happens.
Just hold on. You just hold fast to the faith, Bradley. You don't have no faith, Bradley. Yeah, I think the time almost out. So you say the people...
We have 60 seconds?
So you say it's okay for the people to be mad. But it ain't okay for the union to rally them.
You understand the disappointment?
You think it's okay for the union to rally them up, though?
I don't think that was necessary. No. Let's see what happens in December.
So I'm pragmatic. Now, if January come and the money
December's just right around the corner.
Yeah. And besides, Marine Seaman Joe Snuffy, how long I tell you January is be?
The regular 31 days.
962 days. I told you that before. So Marine Seaman Joe Snuffy, listen to me. Your chief should be advising you. Don't listen to your chief. He only got one wife in a house that I hope to God he didn't finish paying for because he done been there 35 years. All right? He don't need no Christmas money because he should also have an account with the Bahamas Law Enforcement Credit Union. Bahamas Law Enforcement Cooperative Credit Union, y'all could please feel free to send me one little something for that ad because I want people to know that the Bahamas Law Enforcement Cooperative Credit Union is the best credit union in the whole Bahamas. So when Chief go to get something off a Christmas account, you ain't have that Marine Seaman Joe Snuffy. When the Chief go and get that little loan, the Bahamas Law Enforcement Credit Union know he been hired for 35 years. They can give it to him. So you don't have that. I'm saying to you, hear ye the voice of a former Marine Seaman who been a Marine Seaman much closer to when your Chief was. Christmas is the best time to have the money because January is 960 days. Anyway, we go on, Bradley.